All right, making yet another video. Gonna try and do it every day. Gonna do another acoustic one here in a second in the living room. Still decorating, by the way. I'm gonna get a picture right there and some more furniture. It's kind of a big house here in Nashville. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. I want to talk about, take a sip of coffee. A headline I just saw this morning, maybe get out of bed, I was like, no, I can talk about that, is because it brings in two things together, music and music business, right? And at the end of the day, man, you could say you're not into the music business side of it, but I think secretly deep down, everyone is or wants to be, right? Well, if you want to be successful, then yeah, you are. So I don't know. I think it's kind of funny that I'm just kind of calling out like that, but the music business is also exciting, you know, because if you're good at it or stay at it long enough, you can be successful no matter where you start. And what I want to talk about is Britney Spears selling her catalog for $200 million. Who knows how long that deal's been going on? I didn't read a ton into it because they all have so many ads on Rolling Stone, stuff like that. I couldn't even finish it, but it's a trend, and it's something that came out years ago. And I know I'm not correct on this, but years ago, I remember the Chainsmokers did it, and that was like a while ago, where you sell your whole catalog. And if you're not so much familiar with that, your catalog is all the music that you have the masters or rights to, or you're publishing, or it could be a whole bunch of different ways to cut it out. I mean, Tom DeLonge, Blink-182 did it. I think he did it for $200 million. Bruce Springsteen did it for a ton of money. The guy from Crosby, Stills and Nash, I think it was the one with the mustache. I just can't think. I think it's Crosby. Bruce Springsteen was a huge one. There's a lot of people selling their catalog, and people people, the music industry, always people throw their hands up in the air. Like when that AI country song charted on Billboard iTunes sales, not Billboard full blown to Billboard. There's many different charts, but it's not that big of a deal because even Artist Forum, my company, we help people chart on that, and it's not like it's a bad thing. It's just I'll just be completely honest with you. You just manipulate buying the song correctly, and you can chart. Everyone does it. I've seen Chappelle Roan. She was charting forever, in worldwide, I think. I don't think even songwriter. I think it was worldwide. You can change your genre, and you can pay, and keep charting. If you're charting, I'm not saying it's a lesser genre, but it's not pop or rock, right? It'll eventually correlate into songwriting, and because if you want to chart in country music, it's basically pop music today because Post Malone entered it. And so you could switch your genre with a new distributor, and you can go chart in songwriter, and it kind of looks like you charted as a country artist. So anyway, I could talk about that another day too. And maybe some people might think oh, you're giving away too many secrets, but that's just how the industry works, man. People pay for playlisting, and it's not like they're paying for streams, like fake streams. You pay to be in playlists that people run ads on. They're like Instagram stories and reels all across the world, and the biggest clicking Spotify countries. And anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic here, but I'm just saying, it's a big thing now for people to sell their catalogs because, I think it's what's the term? It's finance, but it's like these holding companies, these portfolios, these companies that have investors give their money in, and there's a lot of different ways people are investing now. Like people are investing in bourbon and bourbon barrels, and now they're saying half the value's gone, which I think it's more of just talk than actually really it is. And I think they do that on purpose to fluctuate and ebb and flow the market, because people are saying the bourbon industry is screwed. Dude, people drink every day, and people are begging us to get them barrels, So anyway, I'm kind of once again getting off topic here, but what I'm getting at is people are always investing in different things. And so these holding companies, they go to their clients and they're like, we bought this whole townhome apartment building. We bought 50 of them, and the rent's good and we're making profit. And it's just they want to diversify their portfolio. And so years ago, people were like, wait a second, we can buy music, and obviously people don't buy music forever. I think Michael Jackson bought some Beatles tunes or something, and years ago people do it all the time. But now it's like to bring into these investment portfolios and be like, hey, look, we own Britney Spears catalog now, and if you could show how much it generates, then they somehow they'd use that magic wand and they give it a valuation that's kind of, when people say, what are you valued at? At the end of the day, it's all kind of made up because it's just numbers, right? We made up numbers, but that's the industry, and that's what people try to make it linear in the line of like, hey, this is what something's worth. And so, artists are selling their catalog, and, like when Tom DeLonge Blink-182 did it, I'm sure he did it. It doesn't mean that also too, when you sell your catalog, it doesn't mean like Blink-182 sold their catalog. Tom DeLonge owned the pieces that he sold, right? And so I'm pretty sure he did it because he's got that To the Stars media company, and he probably need more capital to keep it running, because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. How do you keep it moving? And you can, that's the most cash you can get up front, because people always argue, why not just keep it? It's like, well, dude, if he's 50, right? I'm assuming Tom DeLonge's maybe around there, right? I don't mean to say it like he's 50. I'm just saying, my mind just thinking he's got to be like 50. Which he looks great for his age, and those guys they looked ripped on tour when I saw him in Charleston, South Carolina for Labor Day. But what I'm getting at is that's the most money you're gonna make right here, right now, right? And so some people can be like, well, he would have made $500,000 if he kept it. It's like, well, he wanted $200 million. He wanted money now, and that's what you get. And it's always a negotiation of like, well, I want the cash now. What are you gonna offer me? We'll offer you $100 million. It's like, well, I'm just not gonna sell it to you. All right, fine. Let's 200, and then whatever. I mean, I don't know how the conversation went, but that's how people get deals done, right? Because they want it, right? If you want to buy something, you're going to buy it. And so when Britney Spears announced that, I mean, it's probably been in the works for a while, but when that came out today, it's not surprising, because her life was been rough, man. Her family had conservatorship over her. They were just making money off of her. She was like the biggest pop star. She was like the biggest thing in the world. I remember growing up, I won a competition at a restaurant for a free trip to Disney World, a whole bunch of other random stuff. Then I got like 10 free CDs from like CBGB's or something they called it in Charleston, South Carolina. And I remember I was like, well, I guess I want to buy Britney Spears because she was all over TV, And man, dude, she was like every girl's thing. And just to think about how no one, because the internet wasn't really a thing, you really can't find out unless what you see on TV, right? It's kind of the only like media platform. No one really knew that she was getting taken advantage of. So if she's gonna be selling her catalog, it's to her to she earned it, and she just wants to be like, hey, this is my life. I had years taken away from me. She's gonna sell it. And honestly, man, I think that's the goal, right? You want to start something and sell it. And so like being a songwriter, you work your whole life, especially if you're like an actual artist where you're like, man, I'm gonna take a chance on me and I'm gonna live with 5 other people. It's like the Shane Gillis story. Supposedly there was a whole bunch of young comics living together and just trying to figure out making podcasts, and then boom, here we are. Well, same with like artists, man. Like, it's not an easy life, and it's cute when you start out, but when you're still in your 30s, you're still doing it, and like you're not having success, then people will start hating on it, you know what I mean? But the moment you're killing it, then it's like, oh, well, he's doing great. Tyler's always been awesome, or whoever it is, right? Well, I think selling your catalog is awesome. Like I even put up my catalog in 2020. It's called Beat Bread Chord Cash, and they don't own your masters, and there's no label services, and so it's not a record deal, but they advance you money. And so I got like 40 to 50K, and the reason I don't know is because I just don't exactly remember what it was. I should. But also too, as I was 30 and it was during COVID and I was going through a terrible breakup and it was really bad, and I did actually make the first time in my life ever make some money, and the artist form was taken off, and it was all gone because of moving to a new place, breaking up, moving out, and moving, and it's Los Angeles and movers, and not getting some of the furniture that I bought to now buying new furniture. I mean, I'm just trying to make a joke here, but what I'm getting at is, I signed the dotted line as soon as I got the label advance, because I was like, oh my God, my music merits some value. Like I'm actually making money from it, because I was making about $1,000 a month from Spotify streaming. And honestly, you know what, man, maybe it's best I did sign it, because then, Spotify destroyed or all streaming platforms destroyed the value of music with the family plan deals they all do. Like Apple Music, Amazon, I don't know if Pandora does it. I'm sure they might, but if it's one family of 4 people and they listen to one artist in the house, then that's only technically one stream, right? Or something like that. It's along those lines. And that's been out for a while, but anyway, but what I'm getting at is I put my money up for it. I'm actually going to get it back in August. And I think I pay it off next month because I've done like 89 million YouTube music streams on YouTube Shorts, UCG, and I think that's gonna be like $8,000 minimum maybe, and I owe like less than 3, so next quarter, next payment, it's gone, and then after that it goes 50-50. So for a minute this year I'll make some money, but I get it back. And you know, I'm actually up tomorrow once again. I'm always thinking about like how can you show these like investment banks and stuff, you know, that there's value in your stuff, and you got to show some kind of pro forma. I'm not sure I'm saying it right. What it's going to be. That's like, you know, what you're going to suggest it's going to be in like 2 years. And I got a meeting tomorrow to maybe refinance some loans I took out with, and I'm going to put up my music catalog as collateral with it because I own it, right? And so anyway, I think it's very smart that Britney Spears is doing that. I mean, I would do that because then you can live the rest of your life. You can take that 200, and Bruce Springsteen did it, and I don't know what he did, but now he's a billionaire and he sold his catalog. He probably took that money and he had a team of people invest it. Now he's a billionaire. Like anybody would do it, and it's smart. And guess what, man? Like, you know, you can still go tour and make a lot of money, right? And if you're already at that level, you're making more money from touring than your actual records or merch, right? So I think selling your catalog's awesome. It's a great finance thing. Everyone's looking to invest in new things. Music is like, you know, it's rock and roll. It's sexy. It's not a paper company. People want to invest in it. So if you could show value of, you know, that's all from internet today, man, and that's going to be it forever except vinyl, you know. You know, if you could show there's value to it where you could show multiply, hey, look, this is where I was last year and this year, and I'm pretty fortunate. I mean, I don't really have a team. It's just me, but my music's going pretty viral at the moment. Like Spotify's always been doing it. We run ads on playlist. Pandora, that's going actually viral on its own. It's pretty cool. My cover Hallelujah, but YouTube, I'm loving it. Every day I post my song on Shorts and it goes up, and I'm hoping if I can keep I'm doing like millions of views a month, millions, and it's mainly going to my songs. If I can keep showing it, I'm hoping maybe I can go garner a huge deal. I mean, tomorrow might be a decent one too, but you know, we'll see. I don't know. But I'm excited about Britney Spears on her catalog. I think that's super smart and super good move because, yeah, I mean, dude, she can just go relax the rest of her life. And when it comes to other artists selling their catalog, I think it's a very smart move if it's a good deal, you know, and anyone will talk about a deal. So, well, anyway, I always feel like I ramble too much. I always kind of go like this, but that's kind of my brain when it thinks about the music industry. But, you know, if you're trying to be an artist and you want to try making some revenue, start a YouTube channel. It's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I think it's the best thing ever happened to like most people anyway. Once this thing starts taking off, it's the biggest. YouTube did 65 billion, I believe, over Netflix 40 billion. So, you know, if YouTube starts doing even more content, or I mean, dude, they could take over. So I think YouTube's the bee's knees, dude. So, all right, thanks guys.